Hi, good morning. My name is Yun Li, and I'm here to introduce Nobhill Therapeutics. And Nobhill, located in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we develop inhalation therapies to treat lung diseases. Currently, the company is supported by seed investors and the NIH grant. We are seeking about $500K to take us to the Series A financing. We have assembled a very diverse and experienced team. 4 of the team members are the inhalation drug delivery veterans and experts, with combined decades of experience in this field. Paul Atkin, our executive chairman, started and led his own inhalation drug delivery company, Oriole, to exit 2011 is couple of $100 million exit acquired by Novartis. John, the director of our advisory board, is a retired executive with a lifelong career in inhalation therapy development. He worked in companies such as Felix Healthcare, GSK, AstraZeneca, and 3M. Hugh is a prolific inventor and technologist. One of his inventions is an FDA clinical trial, phase 2 trial. Matt is the leading toxicologist in the country in inhalation therapy. So what market we are addressing? There are 290 million cases of lower respiratory infection worldwide, kill about 2.7 million every year. It is the 5th leading cause of all death. This does not include other diseases such as lung cancer. There are great need for effective respiratory disease treatment. No doubt, we have experience in this pandemic. It amplifies the importance and the urgencies. So to better manage and treat lung disease, there are increased focus on inhalation drug delivery to improve efficacy and effectiveness. The targeted aerosol delivery increases the drug concentration at the lung with fast onset action compared to systemic delivery method. It also reduces the side effect and the toxicity of the drug. Oftentimes, a treatment is stopped prematurely due to severe side effect. Side effects are a serious problem. As many as 40,000 people in the US alone die from drug side effect every year. When people are asked why they stop taking a drug without consulting a doctor, about 30% cited side effect is the reason. The problem has estimated to result in a huge healthcare costs of between 100 billion to about 300 billion a year. But the current inhalation drug delivery platform are suboptimal. The dry powder inhaler and the conventional nebulizer each has its own limitations that impact therapy outcome negatively. Let's just watch a couple of short videos here.
After a breath out, place your mouth around the device and take a powerful pull of air in until you're full. Hold your breath for up to 10 seconds.
You can see that is not usable for some patient. They require coordination of your hand and the breathing, also require force, require lung capacity. So they take a look of the nebulizer.
To the medicine cup. Attach the top piece to the medicine cup and then the mouthpiece or mask. Connect the tubing from the compressor to the medicine cup.
So conventional nebulizer have its own limitations as well. I don't want to go into detail here. So this is our dry powder nebulizer platform. You simply put in the disposable drug canister into the device and put on your mouthpiece and press the button and they just breathe normally and inhale normally. We have talked to some dry powder inhaler and the nebulizer user and the pulmonary clinicians. The general feedbacks are that the ease of use and the ability to deliver potent dose consistently are essential from a user perspectives. Inhalation therapy is a multi-billion-dollar market. In 2018, the worldwide market is about 25 billion, but only a very small portion of this overall market is for treatment of lower respiratory infection. The successful development of a dry nab platform will expand this market by offering therapy options that are currently not available. The inhalation treatment can be very expensive, but our strategy is to repurpose an FDA-approved drug onto our dry nab platform. By doing that, we can reduce the manufacturing cost as well as the developmental cost and the timeline. So it will give us the pricing and the profit advantages as we go to market. Our business strategy are threefold. First, we develop a much-needed antifungal therapy to gain the market traction of our platform technology. Second, we build our drug device therapy pipeline, preferably through undiluted government funding and grant fundings, to build the company's value. Third, we will attract and engage strategic investors and licensing partners, as well as potential acquirers as we progress. The overarching goal of the business strategy is to build company's value for exit. The recent years exit has shown great upside for the investors. All the exit happened before finishing clinical trial and FDA approval. And you can see the Oriole exit, it was $100 million is led by our chairman, Paul Atkin. We have made excellent development progress in both device design and animal study. With sufficient funding this year, we expect to start the IND-enabled study in a year and the clinical trial in 2 years. This 500,000 bridge round will help us achieve a few key milestones and position us for the Series A financing. The key milestones include initial regulatory engagement for IND applications and orphan disease designation application. Also, this fund will support continuing preclinical study and the handheld device optimization. In summary, Nobhill has a first-of-its-kind inhalation drug delivery platform licensed from UNM, which is highly advantageous to treat deadly lung diseases. The platform and Nobhill's business strategies will lower the developmental cost and shorten the developmental timeline, which will build attractive value for investors. Thank you, and now I can take questions.
Is it okay to ask questions?
Great, thank you, Yuli. Yes, please go ahead and ask questions from the sharks.
Absolutely. This is Ben Walker with Mr. Ventures. Have you had a chance to talk with some of these potential exit candidates yet?
No, we have not engaged the potential partners.
Okay.
Great. This is Andrew Moore from Bluestone Venture Partners. So thank you for sharing all that great information in the presentation with us. Just taking a step back, can you maybe highlight a little bit more about what the regulatory pathway looks for you guys and how long that will take?
Okay, so very good questions. Actually, so the first therapy we selected, the drug has been off-label use for a long time as a nebulizer, solution-based. So there are successful stories in there, and the toxicity study has, minimized the risk of this first therapy development. So we are planning to engage FDA and looking for the path that we can go straight to phase 2 clinical trial study. So that's our goal. And this drug has been used, Eftersin B has been invented 60 years ago, and huge toxicity, right? And so people start using off-label as an inhalation, as a solution-based inhalation. But you need to do a lot. You need to develop a lot of drugs. Our neat powder formulation is very potent, and we don't need to sit there for half hour for each treatment sections. I guess to answer your question, yes, we have several pathways entertaining how to move forward.
Great, thanks. And just a quick follow-up on that. So, for your device, are you able to go through the FDA with, focused on the therapeutic itself, or do you need a separate approval for the device and how you guys are delivering it?
Very good question. Yeah, we're also debating on that. We have two paths go forward. One is using standard inhalation therapy, the device combined with our formulation, and to go through some of the clinical study. Another path is depend on when our device can cut into the process, and because our device is still in development, and we're engaged the contract manufacturer to finalize the device, the design, and building the prototype. And so that's two paths we're entertaining, and we might start with one first. Then when our device is ready, we cut into it. Of course, we have to get FDA's or the process and laid out.
Thank you.
When do you estimate you'll be ready to go to market?
Well, ideally, if we can go to phase 2 directly, if we finish our IND application later this year, and start the phase 2 clinical trial next year, and based on the experts' input, that take about a year or so. So, that's very, very optimistic estimation is, 3 to 5 years for our first product.
Is it your intention to bring it to market, or have the exit candidate bring it to market?
Not our intention to bring to market. Okay. We really just wanted to, based on the slide I showed earlier, all the inhalation drug delivery companies exit, even mostly, actually all of them is before FDA approval. Right. We have several products in the pipeline acquired by big companies and take them to the market. That's also our strategy.
Understanding that strategy, let's say hypothetically you decide to take something to market and really have this as a platform. What are the lung disease candidates that you have next in the pipeline you intend to target?
Initially, so far right now, we're entertaining mostly lower respiratory infection, like I mentioned. We're not exclude lung cancer. We have some candidate, but given the huge need in lower respiratory infection, antiviral, antibacteria antibiotics. And so next one we're entertaining is potentially some very difficult to treat lung disease like non-tuberculosis, mycobacterial infection. That treatment requires 3 to 4 antibiotics, require 12 to 18 months of treatment. And very toxic. A lot of patients stop treatment because of the side effect. That's something we're entertaining about. Our device on the long term, we will thinking about combination therapy because the platform is very efficient. We might be able to combine a couple of these antibiotics together in one dose.
That's the end of our question time. Is there any one last question before we go on to the next speaker?
I don't have a question, but thank you for the great presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Yuli.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.